All right, here, you know what? It's like things can definitely go back and forth. You know, I don't want to count anybody out, but look, bro. Look, Carmine is good. Cameron's Origin have been not too good.
Okay,
but
there it
the
is.
draft is here, all right?
Oh, you're right. See, okay, there you go. That's 3 true statements. That's all I wanted out of you. Now we can start looking at what's going on here. A little respect paid over to Vizicachi's Poppy, even though they lost it. Even though Gamers Origin lost, was a pretty tight game. To be fair, yesterday. I think. Yeah, Vizicachi had a really good performance on the Poppy. A lot of why those early fights went well. The dude is so experienced. He makes a champ that honestly I don't think is very good at top lane. He's good.
I'm willing to argue that, but you know, I will hold my.
It's banned, so let's leave it.
Okay, fine. You're right. You're right. It's gone. It's there. It's done, so though. But on the other hand, for Gamers Origin, paying a lot of respect to Seiken's champ pool too. We saw him pop up on the rise yesterday. The DPS and of course a lot of power picks, like the Vex and the TF, also taken off the board. And on the other end, 2 top lane bans will be what they get. Gamers Origin prioritize around this Jhin, who Smiley did very well on yesterday.
Right, and I think it's good to just give him this kind of pick. It is really good for setup. It does have a really good laning phase, and it's probably something you're going to need. They're okay with letting the Caitlyn go through. They're okay with giving that over to Reckless. But the thing they're also okay with letting through is the Renekton, where Cabochard, it's actually the Renekton Diana, the combination we have been seeing so far a couple times in the LFL. Really strong on that top side, and honestly, because of how much magic damage this Diana is actually going to do, Seiken, because a lot of his usual mid champs are banned out, could go the AP route, but he could also he could also go with some of his AD picks. We've seen him play the Yone. He's great. He could run the Yasuo if he really wants to as well.
Yeah, Seiken wants those high DPS potential carry type compositions. Wants to make sure that he is there assassinating the backline before you can even say what happened, right? And the fact that they give away the Renekton and the Diana combination, banning out Seiken's champ pool, I gotta be thinking Gamers Origin have to have a plan for this.
Hope so.
Okay, I was gonna say, if the potential for Dakshan could have been quite nice, just poke comp, but Ornn isn't too bad. I find Ornn to Renekton is one of the few tank matches that Ornn actually does really well into, but it does take time for him to scale into it.
Alright, so it is going to be the magic damage route for Seiken. He's going to play the LeBlanc, which is, he's playing that one blind. I think that's fine too. You offer the assassination, still more burst damage, which feels like this is what K-Corp's comp's all about here. And you're not really prioritizing the bot lane at all. You're getting yourself these strong solo laners that we know they can perform on. Setting up the Wombo combo here, and at this point, they're just going to start banning out mids, ban out whatever options Ronaldo can really go for. I'm imagining they're going to take away the Corki as well, just to make sure Gamers Origin don't have that kind of team fight front to back they really want, because you can already see it. The Ornn is here, the Jhin is here. They need another strong bit of damage in the mid lane, and I think they'll actually round up pretty nicely. Exactly,
and especially because Corki is actually quite nice. And LeBlanc as well maintains that push. Wave clears a lot better than her. So if you want Seiken to roam around the entire map, assassinating people left and right, then you want LeBlanc to be a lot more mobile than she is. That she could be locked in lane.
Right.
And one thing we should note too is that this LeBlanc is something that we saw Ronaldo play yesterday as well. Although he didn't have a ton of success on it, maybe Seiken's looking to flex on him and show him like, hey man, this is how you play the champion.
Right, now I think we're just going to wait for these last couple of bans. Now that I think about it, Syndra could also be one that they take away from Ronaldo. She's been really strong lately, a lot of good performances from all the mids in the lead. And when you look at the Jhin Syndra combination, the fact that you can kind of prevent the all-in at least somewhat with that Scatter the Weak, and K-Corp are definitely playing for the all-in. It's another thing they could consider getting rid of here. I think they're waiting down to the very last. Oh wait, did they miss a ban? Is that what happened?
No. I mean,
oh no, they banned last.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping.
I was about to see him like.
I need another coffee, bro.
Fine. You're fine, bro. Go and chug mine too if you want. Well, like you said, now with this, they target a lot more of Reckless's champ pool. You know, he does love those single target damage 80 carries that he can 1v9 on, taking with Tristana as one of his signature picks. So making sure that he can't necessarily pop off. And like you mentioned, with Victor being gone, this no. You were right.
Wow.
He missed the ban. We'll try to wait on production to see if perhaps that is just simply a missed ban. But on the back end of that, they pick up the Renekton instead. The Aphelios is still up. That is still an option.
Yeah.
And so is like someone like Ezreal, but I think Aphelios, where they go? Oh.
No. Hold on, it's a hover.
Baby, I'm going to wait.
Talk about something else.
I mean,
I'll cover it.
So remember, we were saying Aphelios is very much an option. Ezreal is also there too. We did see him play, just yesterday too. Reckless.
Okay, never mind.
It's there. Oh my God, Dick Hart, you probably see it. This is so good.
Why?
Okay, I'll tell you what. So there's this fun new build around going on the community where you go Turbo Chem Tank, and then because of the health scaling, you also go Demonic, and Demonic gives you more AP for more health, and suddenly, and when you have Turbo Chem Tank, all the health, just to follow up, you especially don't get Kali off your backside, and suddenly she puts out disgusting amounts of damage and burn too. So not only is she lethal to squishy people, but also tanks.
She won't die as easily anymore,
No.
which is really scary. That is definitely an interesting pick we're going to see in that top lane. It's probably going to struggle a little bit into the Renekton. I kind of like the Vayne here for Rekkles. I mean, dude, Vayne is a really hard champion to play in especially a situation like this. You got a lot of people who are going to be looking to take you out here. You got Lee Sin, you got Alistar, and the Ornn. They're all trying to CC you, shut you down. So I think Rekkles, one of the best AD carries we have in the league, is probably going to be the one to pilot this Vayne to the maximum.
I mean, not even just the league, nay, the world, my friend. I believe, like I said yesterday,
best AD carry in the world.
Here we are, mi amigos y amigas, and mon ami. Are we ready for the third game of the night? Come on, going up against Gamers Origin. Gio, looking to potentially, bring things back on the other end. Carmine, 2-1 right now in the league. I believe the scores are a little bit flipped, but we should have that fixed in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, not to worry. But that aside, okay, there we go. It's all handled. I think everything's making more sense now. That's right. Gamers Origin looking to get their first win somehow. It'll be tough. K-Corp, best team we have. One of the best teams, I should say, we have here in the league thus far. But Gamers Origin do have a pretty interesting draft to play with here. A lot of front to back, but you also have Ronaldo. He's going to be looking for these very interesting angles to be able to try and assassinate people like Rekkles.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that he can pop off here and, just become a massive threat once, especially once he gets to 2 items, though. So I'm going to see how much attention we see Kareem KT and 113 pay attention, actually kind of focus on the mid lane. Because we did see yesterday, we were talking a lot about finding new carries and playing around new players to see where you have potential angles to win through the game, and Kareem KT was one of the people for Gamers Origin yesterday who stepped up on the Lee Sin. He had fantastic early pathing. He snowballed Smiley on the Jhin. So we'll see if he has the same sort of early game tempo lead that we saw out of him yesterday.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, because honestly, I think considering how much Gamers Origin struggled in Game 1, their game yesterday was definitely impressive. So if they're able to continue on this upward trajectory, they might be able to surprise us today, or at the very least in the coming weeks here. And this is the first time we are seeing the Akali come through as well. Ronaldo gonna show us if he can actually play that one out. Wow, you don't often see Diana invading Lee Sin. No. I know Austin is watching in the other room being like, what is that?
Yeah, Visions right now is confused. Like, this is a bold play in Kareem KT.
He's just letting it happen?
He can't do anything because look at this. Problem is that Satan gets the early shot, but Akali can't move. And considering we saw Ronaldo actually get chunked out early on, he knew. He's like, all right, that's going to be just a free buff over. So 113.
Wow.
You know there's got to be a god like Lee Sin, so he has a player or Lee Sin wants to do as well.
Yeah, he's got the Lee Sin mentality no matter who he is playing up against, no matter what champion he is on, and it's I mean, to be fair, so much lane pressure mid-top is the majority of why he was able to do that, but it's just tough. Kareem tried with that Sonic Wave to try and go for the 1v1, but I think after that, he's just going to have to accept this. No camps for him to steal either. He's going to have to see if he can make a play on this bottom wave. I mean, Enjawave is playing the Alistar. He's level 3, could look for a Flash Pulverize. Does have the Glacial Augment as well.
Yeah, he does. Like you were saying, the Glacial Augment has been so essential for his ICC support. There you go. It's a Glacial Augment, the lockdown as well, but the Dark Passage saves him, and almost the Hulk back could have put down some poke damage, but this is why Thresh is just so darn good.
Yeah, right. Rekkles gets out of trouble, doesn't have to use any summoner spells, and it just means that Kareem, for losing that blue, he's not able to do a whole lot, and you can see it. He's already starting to farm a noticeable amount of a noticeable amount of farm behind. Thank you, we got there. Up 113. Speaking of 113, he's looking. Does he have an actual play?
He's on a ward, so I do not think so. Vizichachi is also very aware of this as well, so I doubt anything can happen. This would be a very, very aggressive play if they were to try to go for this, but considering they know where 113 is at. They see the back as well as Ronaldo looks to go in. He chains dropping. There's the pass there from Seiken. There's Pablo's corrupting parts, so trading evenly up against his Akali, but a couple items down and things might not look the exact same.
No, it's definitely a little tough to trade into the LeBlancs. Once we get to the level 6 though, once Ronaldo does have access to that perfect execution, we can start to see plays being made, whether it's here or in other parts of the map. But for the moment, things have kind of slowed down a bit. 113, he knows he's on a ward, so I think he's just offering a lot of pressure on the side of the map. Enjaway's actually made his way up here ahead of Huntera. This is actually a pretty early roam too, so they could have set up a dive.
Yeah, this is interesting as well, considering he's there. There's a way for them to back off, but from here, I imagine, you know, 113 should probably be pathing towards top, towards bot side if he wants to get early Dragon, if that is a potential priority. But we see them, especially instead going for his own camps, and especially with Enjaway also backing off. Bot side right now is left alone on just an island between these two ADCs looking to farm up. And Reckless especially knows that right now he's basically weaker than the Jhin, can't exactly trade evenly either. So he wants the waves pushing into him as much as possible, just to make sure that against dives he has a thresh, so he knows that he'll be fine.
Oh, but I think 113 is not going to be fine. He's in trouble. Ronaldo's here, and he does have level 6. He could solo him, maybe.
Flashes away to the blast cone, like you said. Ronaldo looks to flash in against him.
Oh,
level 6, perfect execution. Looking for the second proc inside the smoke, and there we go. La première song. First blood for Ronaldo.
Yeah, really nice play. Good look on the roam. I believe it's because there was a deep ward, a pink ward that 113 did not notice, so it allowed Kareem and Ronaldo to be able to move in and, well, spot him out. Getting an early kill onto the Sakali, who's going to be a problem later for the rest of K-Corp, is really nice. An example of Gamers Origin's good early game.
Yeah, speaking of other sort of things that have happened, like you're saying, with 113 being shut down like this, considering on how much vision he's under. This is one thing I was looking forward to for Gamers Origin, because in the previous game, although their early game started off really well, there was the issue about pushing vision lines, but like you said, on the ward, gets spotted yet again.
That's right, making it so that 113 wants to go for the blast cone, and it just ends up being a really easy kill. Nice first blood for Gamers Origin. Solid so far in the early game. I do love the emote. As we look at the live screen here, not a whole lot has taken place. Seiken did look for a move to the bottom side, but it seems like it didn't actually come to fruition. No one's going for early dragons yet, and I'm a little surprised K-Corp haven't done so. I think 113, he's just been constantly invading, looking to see if he can actually pressure Kareem, and I mean, he's doing it now. He has level 6.
Yeah, but Enjawave is here to try to support him, and he wants to take his buff away as well. Along with Huntera on the backside with the Dark Passage, you could easily just bail him out, and Seiken has roamed down as well, so this could be the dragon play that you were talking about before here, but for now, Kareem's getting denied, not gonna be able to smite it away. So for now, another buff taken away right from his own sights. As he looks to get the last cone in.
Oh,
yes,
wait.
Isolates him. What a beautiful play, but yet again, Huntera beat an amazing Dark Passage to save his life.
Right, but worth noting, Ronaldo has the perfect execution back up with 113's health. He does have to relax, probably back himself up here. Enjawave couldn't get Huntera, but because of the forced recall, this gives Gamers Origin Dragon number 1, and it gives them this opportunity. They could play towards that Dragon Soul, potential win con, something they almost got to do yesterday as well, that didn't quite end up panning out. Maybe this is the game where they make it happen.
Yeah, because considering right now, we know 113 wanted to play around Cabochard, right?
Yep.
And considering the plan that they had already, hasn't necessarily worked. Nope. The Ornn pick I found worked out really well for themselves, because that's the great way to shut down Reactin with the tank as well, as you see. Yeah, this is just a replay of just the buff take and a clutch play by Huntera.
And you can see this was honestly a nice attempt from Kareem. Kicks him so the blast cone actually sends it back into Enjawave, but ultimately he was able to E and actually get close enough to touch the Lantern just to go back to safety here. It loses you the Dragon, but ultimately, if you're K-Corp, I don't think you think it's a big deal. You can rotate, move to this top side of the map, and just make a play for the Rift Herald instead. You can see Enjawave is moving as well, but he's a little slow on the play, and Cabochard, who's constantly been pushing out top, is here to help too.
Yeah, Cabochard Nasty will have the wave push for quite some time up against the Ornn, right? But I think Vizicsacsi, who's been a rock for Gamers Origin almost since the formation of the roster. Watch this, considering we were looking at him a lot to be the big carry for the team, but with him right now, he's clearly taking a bit more of a back seat in the shot calling role, deciding that you don't have to play around me, you know. We have Ronaldo here. We have Smiley here. Let's try to diversify our options, which is a big point that the Des was touching on. Making sure you can carry every single lane. And Kareem enabling that is a really good sign for Gamers Origin.
And this is a big deal. Gamers Origin and Org, who made a lot of changes going into this year, trying to reclaim some of their success from past years. So I think it is very important to them that they managed to find some of these improvements. It is still early in the split. We're only into week 2. And they have been going even so far with K-Corp in this early game, which I think is a big step. We're like, it's just more of the improvement we've been seeing from yesterday here.
Yeah.
It's just, will they be able to continue this into that mid to late game where they did start to fall apart?
Yeah, because we saw previously as well, you know, for K-Corp, a newer style coming into this week. They want to make sure that the plays they go for are heavily in their advantage, because they've seen that pushing and overexerting only leads to failure. They don't want to recreate that either. And speaking of which too, because the K-Corp that we saw in many different show matches, right? They're very aggressive, they're very scrap heavy.
Yeah, that's true.
But they can make it 50-50s, which is right now could be potentially one of them. That's a big 3-man knockup. The current gets opened up as well. But look at the moonlight on the back end. 1-3 is gone, but the crit to trade 1-for-1, but you get the jungler of K-Corp. That's such a well set up play from Gamers Origin.
Yeah, it was nice. Kareem was also near. Kareem was there, part of the play, able to help set things up with that Dragon's Rage. Ronaldo doesn't end up getting to do a whole lot, but ultimately going 1-for-1, getting a kill onto Smiley, who all things considered had a good game yesterday on this very same pick, the Jhin, is very nice side, and the flash force shot. Goodbye, Huntera.
That was clean. We were just talking about how good Smiley was on this Jhin. He loves this pick. Look at that. Yeah, he knows he wanted to make you proud.
Thank you. I am proud.
And I'm glad you. I am too. Gamers Origin been down to the luck a little bit. This is what we wanted to see. You know, I know you were griefing me a little bit, saying like with the draft before, like, come on, man. What you talking about? Gamers Origin been down to their luck, but I think their luck's starting to change. The lotto suddenly rigging up their numbers just a little bit, you know.
We'll have to see. Ronaldo is definitely going to be an interesting one once the Turbo Chem tank is finished and we get towards that Demonic Embrace. Sometimes people go Shadow Flame as well.
Oh, yeah.
Good amount of shields
essential
on the sides of KC, so something they could look to play towards. Either way, though, there's a lot of potential in this pick now. Speaking of 113, trying to use up that Rift Herald that he's been holding on to for a little while, and this is more kind of what we're used to, playing for Cabochard, but I think he's in trouble.
There's the Horn pop to Cabochard as well, goes in. There's now.
Oh, the heal.
Yeah, but the subject comes in too late. The heal actually isn't popped, and he just dies. No.
That was tough. He knew he was dead. He knew it. 100% done and dusted. Said, you know what? Let me try and take the turret. That will be a lot of extra gold in his pocket that he would die with. But he couldn't quite get it done. That Call of the Meek didn't heal him enough, which is a nice play, I think, from Gamers Origin, especially Kareem reading an Enjaway, reading the fact that, hey, this play is going to happen probably topside. That's the only place they can drop this Herald. It's the only place they had a solid push for the last few minutes.
I was a little bit flustered from confusion. I was thinking, like, wait, you know, like, he has the ult. Pop it, pop it, pop it. And he just didn't. But I guess, you know, he just was waiting for the right time to just get the heal off and
Bramble Vest.
build out the rage. But yeah, you're right.
He did pop it, but it's just reduced healing.
Yeah, you're right. Bramble Vest did play a big part there, too, so he could not heal enough. The Gorge Rigger, he just not got as well. So,
yeah,
just did not have enough sustain to stay in the tower for that long.
Okay, but he got it still.
But yeah, like you're saying, right there on the back end, at least a little bit more gold going his way. But speaking of gold, too, Smiley's just been free farming there on the back end. He also got, I believe, 2 more tower plates as well. So could easily just get almost solo turret gold into his back pocket. Has the Gale Force and the multi-boots so early on here, too. So he's feeling himself.
As he should. He's got a pretty solid lead if you think about it. The CS is about even, but as you say, he's been a part of almost 4 turret plates going down. He got a kill over Reckless, so he is in a really good spot right now. Of course, Reckless Pain, we know, needs a little bit of itemization before she becomes that tank shredding monster that even Vizicachi is going to have to fear and Enjaway. But for the moment, Gamers Origin are very slowly getting some of these early game advantages here. And again, playing for the Dragon Soul like I was expecting. They've gotten Dragon number 2. They are able to get halfway to the Soul and the Infernal Soul, no less.
And with the Infernal Soul now, like you said, with the Rift, another 5 more minutes. I'm assuming and expecting that K-Corp were thinking, you know, they would probably get a Rift priority. They would most likely have Cabochard ahead. And we talked about this yesterday as well. Renekton is one of those champions who we know has very high base damage but doesn't scale well. in the late game. But every single time you get a kill, every single time you get more items, you extend the timer where he becomes almost null. But considering he hasn't been able to do much early, the Bramble doing his work, and he's up against 3. And no, Cabo Chad is the one that need to shut down as they trade damage in between 4. And they'll gift that over to Ronaldo.
He does his best to stall it out for his teammates, trying to take this mid turret, trying to steal some camps on the bottom side of the map, but ultimately it is a nice play onto Cabochard, who is not having as good as a game before on this pick.
It is a knockup as well.
Oh,
right,
wow.
1-1-3. He ducks behind Reckless, but the fourth shot could be ooh, a clutch Lancer yet again, saving his life, bro. Somebody give Huntera an Oscar.
Yeah, he's been doing really well on the Thresh. Every time that he is picking it, he has been playing it exceptionally, and now being able to save his AD carry is definitely helpful, as it's going to be really important later on. Reckless trying to get whatever farm that he can right now, as they are going to have to retreat to the back parts of their own jungle. That leaves Kareem free to get the second Rift Herald. Now they could use that, drop it mid, take another turret, continue stacking this gold. And although the gold lead is small, they've been doing a good job of crewing it.
I mean, this could be nice to pressure turn it around, but Anduin, yet again, the party pooper for all the plays that Karma want to set up.
Oh,
the right place, the right time, in the flash, Ronaldo styling on him.
Yeah, that was a little clean. I like that from Ronaldo, making it happen. Oh, the knockout. Oh my God, Smiley actually does quite a bit of damage. You can see it. He's emote spamming. He's saying game over.
Lethality too.
Yeah, he's going collector second.
Oh my God, man, he's looking to collect them. Can you imagine?
Dude,
with just how fast Jhin is till you pop that active, he runs right now. We've been talking a lot about how fast people are in this game. I think this is one of the potentials that could potentially give Victor a run for his money, literally and figuratively.
Maybe, but I do see the crit cloak, so he's probably going to collector. But it is a fun thing to watch. Ultimately, though, point is Smiley doing good. You guys can't see me, but I'm putting my thumbs up right now at how strong he is.
Oh man, yeah, he has to feel it himself, and I imagine Ronaldo is too, because look at that. He's halfway towards a demonic embrace, already has the chem tank. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not experienced with this build, let me tell you, once this happens, Akali will absolutely stop on everybody here, as we see Anduin do the exact same thing. A massive knockup gets 3, and there's the con call as open up to one more. Cabochard barely stays alive, but they're all going in. Now Diana looks to disengage, but 1-1-3 has no damage. That's the double for Ronaldo.
Nice plate mid coming out for Gamers Origin. They managed to get an opening to get some of these kills, drop the Rift Herald, and just continue pressuring. Seiken pass pop, has to back away and recall. They could actually take this tier 2 turret. There's no one there to actually stop them while Ronaldo moves to this top side of the map. Gamers Origin are taking it to K-Corp.
4 people are down. The Rift Herald could potentially get the charge onto the inhibitor tower, and yes, Shelly will do so. Look at the watch.
Wow.
That's Herald, which is the second Rift Herald.
Yeah, I don't know why
all
I keep
that.
calling her
But yeah, but Andrew too. Look at this, man. This Alistar's been popping off.
Yeah, that was a nice call. It was a nice play. You keep everybody in here, do as much damage as you can, and even though you lose Enjaway in the process, it gives time for the Ornhorn, time for that perfect execution, all this damage coming through, where 1-1-3, he just doesn't do any right now. Nothing could be done as his team falls around him, followed by himself, and this is how Gamers Origin now. They were tied up, sometimes up by a couple hundred gold. Now they're up by 2,000, where their AD carry and their mid laner are 2-0 and 5-0 respectively.
Once both of them get their second items in the fight we just saw will likely be over even quicker.
Yes.
Than potentially the one that we witnessed. Although you do see the goal differential. Of course, Cabochard naturally being erected is definitely ahead. But I find now Vizicachi having one big tank item.
The value.
And once he commits the Bramble, from here things should definitely go their direction as they look for Soul Point.
Yeah, K-Corp, they got to do something about this. That's why you see them here trying to just snag this scuttle as they can, and hopefully look for an angle to go back in here. I mean, Cabochard, everybody has the ultimates good to go. They might have to look for something, and I like this positioning for NJOAY. He's watching this over-the-wall position, but he might die for it.
There's a knock only onto one, though, which is just hand terror, but we see as he goes down, he's far too deep, but Vizicsacsi not locked down. Cabochard pops the ultimate. There's a curtain call as Dragon is still alive, but Gamers Origin are looking to just force away K-Corp. No kills being traded, but it's a 4v5. But watch out for Ronaldo. He has a demonic embrace. He could tear people apart. He's left on to one. He goes to the back and he's going in. So much damage, but he's super duper low. Seiken looking for the assassinate. Can't find the change as he runs away. Okay. He executes out of the fight. And the Gamers Origin cannot pick his Dragon, at least carrying KT. Looking for the steal. He has the Q on it, but Ronaldo wants to actually go back in. They cannot get it. 1-1-3 takes it away. Kareem and Carmine get it actually.
Yeah, that's an important fight for K-Corp. Being able to take out NJOAY, whose whole job was really trying to spot out Seiken there, so he can't surprise the squishy over the wall, but he has forced to pop ult because he is a couple levels down and a little squishy himself. What that means is Gamers Origin, they have to back out. It's 5 versus 4, and there isn't a whole lot they can do here. Once he gets popped, or once he loses a lot of his HP, I mean, the rest of K-Corp are like, hey, wait a second, we can just take him out.
Yeah, and NJOAY, although it was a nice position, right? That's one big thing that we've been talking about the entire game. The vision lines that Gamers Origin has set up for themselves really did signify to them, well, what they want to do early in the early game, but just one word does become the ultimate undoing because there's a 4v5 by the end of it. And so they just can't do much about it, and them losing NJOAY is unfortunate, who's been such a, I would say, a staple for all the plays we see in Gamers Origin this game.
Yeah, for the most part, and not having your Alistar means you do walk away, and it does mean K-Corp and K-Corp fans breathe that sigh of relief. Thinking, okay, it's not soul point yet. They still have a way back into this game, and starts by maybe taking out Ronaldo.
I mean, but so far, I've been saying time and time again, NJOAY has been a savior for so many of these plays. So now he's getting Ronaldo out of a little bit of trouble. Seiken and Rekkles are here. We're going to converge onto the Akali. They lock him down, just chunk into about a fourth of his health. But there's the turn. Now 1-1-3 can be taken down, but NJOAY has no health at all. They get the Alistar again. Now Cabochard is here. He wants to go. My man been said, I've been denied for too long. Give me more, but he's not in range for the dice.
Nope, no. He uses the TP. You do manage to force that one out, but it costs you your support's life and a lot of pressure around this Baron pit, because even though they want to try and fight, they want to fight.
They want to go back in. There they go. But just Subjugate is should be gone a little bit. We see that Cabochard is deciding to keep pushing forward as well as they put out an intimidating stare, if nothing else. And Gamers Origin disengage. Good call.
Yeah, ultimately, there's no way they can actually try and fight this. I think they just want to dissuade the Baron take from K-Corp, waste some time, make sure NJOAY's back on the map so that it would be much more of a risk, especially because you have this mid-wave pushing, and it actually had just taken that inhibitor turret as well. So you are forcing them by keeping K-Corp in that river to lose gold, XP, and that's part of what's keeping you in the lead. Oh God, I hope they click on the turret. I need to know what health it's at.
I mean, it's at this point,
that's got to be single digit.
Like you said, it most definitely is. Like you said, I'm sure if I pass by it and run past it fast enough, it'll fall.
The wind, right?
Yeah. Absolutely, my friend. But one thing I do want to point out, which I'm looking at so far, Cabochard in a lot of these fights, we've seen that although he's been a little bit late to many of them, he's trying to either pop the dominance before he gets in, or he's waiting to see whether or not they aggress on him. So using the ultimate almost as a disengage tool after a certain point. So we can just see just how effective he's been because of how much he's been denied, and he just isn't strong enough to be able to deal with the damage and output or the burst in general that we see out of Gamers Origin 4 now. Because look at Smiley, we've been talking about him all game. He's moving towards his third item, right? So he can definitely just chunk all the health bars on KC.
You can see it. He's got the most gold in the game right now, 400 above Rekkles, who has the second most. He's in such a good spot, almost 3 items like you say. And I think overall though, despite how hard this game is for Cabochard, I think the rest of it is still seeming like it's getting better for K-Corp, because you think about how they want to try and play these fights. They have a lot of CC. They have Seiken on these alternate angles, who's already doing a lot of damage as it is. Like NJOAY, even while he's ulting, ends up getting chunked out. And because of that, it doesn't buy enough time for Smiley to be able to actually put out damage. It doesn't buy time for Ronaldo to put out his full combo because it's hard. When you think about who you want to get on top of, you want to get on top of Rekkles. Well, Rekkles has the Condemn. You want to get on top of Seiken maybe, but Seiken is LeBlanc, very mobile.
Yeah, and this was the same type of composition we saw Gamers Origin play previously, right? They were very burst heavy. They were going for short range engages. They wanted to pop as many people as possible, absolutely as fast as possible. But instead, we'll see right now on the other end, right, like things like that haven't necessarily been working out a ton for them, sadly. Like you mentioned, a lot of mobility. And for Karmine, the longer this game goes, the more comfortable they feel because one big point is the Vayne. Vayne is the ultimate late game carry. And considering Rekkles has now just been scaling up, towards the Rage Blade as well. So 3-item Vayne in the extended team fights in front to back.
Yeah.
That we see the Karmine be very comfortable taking should definitely turn in their favor.
That's what I mean. All Cabochard has to do is just be a sack of meat,
Not
just absorbing damage. Yeah, that's his whole job. Be threatening, be menacing, and allow Rekkles and Seiken to just put out all the damage that they can put out. I think the only thing, or the main thing actually, the Gamers Origin now they have going for them, they managed to pick up that soul point just because of the pressure they had on the map, and because of that now, the next Dragon fight is going to be a big deal for both of these teams. They're still up in gold. This Infernal Soul could be how they close things out. Ronaldo, he's looking for the support pick.
This 4v5 could be quite nice for themselves if they manage to get it.
Oh, they got him.
And there we go, Huntera's gone and donezo as he gets sliced through. And now with the 4v5, like I was saying, Gamers Origin, I thought they might have tried to converge on the Baron, but instead they'll just look to get some more gold in Ronaldo's pocket. Okay.
I think part of it is that, one, you want to try and punish Huntera. It'll give you an opening soon to go and clear out some vision. And we talked about it, I think Austin was the one who talked about it when he was on the desk, that teams not really playing for the turn when they play, when they try and take the Baron. And if you look at Gamers Origin's comp, their Baron take is slow. They have to play for the turn, not something they want to do at the moment here.
Speaking of turned on, those Smiley. Almost how he died. It was literally one shot from a cannon that ultimately broke that down. It's unfortunate, couldn't defend against it, but at least now we see the Gamers Origin have allowed Karmine to catch up, as that was their first turret of the game, mind you. So
wow, you're right.
I think a standout performance right now from Gamers Origin, and I know something that we were saying we were looking for the redemption for many of these teams going into this week. Solari was one of those teams that we saw a big game from yesterday. And Gamers Origin right now, even against LDLC, it was a 47-minute game, but they had such good looks. And now against Karmine, arguably, the top 2 team in this league in the LFL, with performance like this, they're making a real case for themselves for teams to watch out.
Right. I mean, the only thing now, 3 minutes is when this next Dragon is going to come up. Actually, let's hold that thought. Yeah, Vigitouch is done.
Yeah, he's gone.
This is his final hour.
All right. Nice.
Thank you.
And like you said, but at least he absorbs that pressure to make sure they can take this Baron on the top side. The 1-3 is here. Cabochard, like we said, pops the dominance early, but as that times out, he might be pop potentially if they look to turn on to him. They can find one.
Bye.
No, Smiley's gone, and this is the turn they're looking for. A big knockup, but it will do them no good at all. He knocks them out of the... They take the Baron Krim KT after a big headbutt, like you were saying. The jungler is not there. One with they didn't have flash. That was so clutch from Angewave to save the Baron, but then they'll at least save 2 people from that as well.
Yeah, it is costly, though. You do give up a lot of members for it, and you do give up a lot of gold as well. But I do like the call. You have 2 people committed bot side, and you try to use that time to be able to take this Baron. The thing is, again, though, we're going to see how they start to split up. Gamers Origin, I think, get themselves a little out of sorts in this team fight. Watch. They're starting this Baron up, which is fine, but they don't want to actually play for the turn. They have vision on the 3 members of 1-1-3 over the wall, and they know there's a pink ward there. And unfortunately, because you see them split up, Angewave, he wants to keep 1-1-3 out of the pit. The rest of the team try to avenge their fallen AD carry, and because of that, they weren't able to take this fight very cleanly and couldn't actually take advantage of the fact that Rekkles wasn't here.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate for themselves, though, but I find they're just really clutch plays. And what is it with Lee Sains? They're just securing objectives this game.
I mean, to this day, like, it's the kick. It's great. I mean, to be fair, that one was Angewave. He headbutted him over the wall, so respect. But overall, yeah, Lee Sin's got a smite buff. Dude, he's wearing the Muay Thai skin, extra damage. Your smite does more damage.
That is the only skin I've seen Lee Sin's play almost.
Because, it's the only skin. It's like, it's not fair.
That's the only skin that matters. But I think Vizicsacsi might be uncomfortable in his own skin as he has Slicks again out of the rift. You know, a little bit of a too big of a target. He's too sparkly.
Yeah.
So wants to try to get out of trouble. But instead of Ronaldo right now, might be drawing attention to himself as he's solo pushing bot side. One of the two members with Baron here, as Seiken wants to respond to make sure that they don't get to just trample on all of their objectives.
Right, and at least they are able to affect 2 lanes with the Baron buffs that they have here. Yep. They're able to shove this wave, and while that's happening, you have Kareem shoving in the mid wave. Why is that important? Dragon, their potential soul in 30 seconds. If Gamers Origin manage to get this one down, Robbie, they're going to get their first win over Karmine Corp.
That would be a historic event. Week 2 in the LFL, things are shaking up. If this could potentially happen, all Gamers Origin right now have to do is execute. See Karmine are looking to go down bot lane. They know Dragon is up in 10 seconds. They're all converging there, clearing out the vision, but it's still very much in favor of Gamers Origin as they move as 5.
Okay, 2 things. One, you got to watch Vizicacsi's Ornhorn. That's got to do a lot of work here. And look at Ronaldo. He's playing in the bush, trying to see if he can try and focus someone down.
Vizicsacsi as well puts the Ornhorn on the back end instead, but look at
the headbutt! They got it!
The headbutt out to 1. That's just so easy. Seiken's already down. He's there on the back end. One more thing, wasn't even actually close. Now comes the fight. Cabochard pops Dominus. He's very, very big.
Nice
in this
stop
turn.
one.
Look at all those low health bars.
Damage.
The crit, the 2, the 3, as they want to get 4 more. Seiken will not be the last one left alive. No stories to be told. The Yanks for Karmine by Gamers Origin.
And look at these spawn timers. Gamers Origin, they're going to push into the base, and they look like they're just going to end the game here, and now they have 4 members to do so, all because of a huge headbutt from Enjaway, making sure 113 was not able to do anything about that smite.
He does it once, he does it again. Enjawave, I have to say, what a monstrous performance. The Alice are truly showing why the bull has these horns as he flexes them on 113. Diana can do no good as they're on the inhibitor. Antera has to live to tell the tale as Karmine Corp, the blue wall, gets knocked down